What is up, y'all? Corey, hello. I haven't been on the team page live before, but I'm gonna show you all how to do some stuff. I've had a lot of questions lately. Um, how to, how I take my photos, and stack images and whatnot. So I'm gonna show you all the process. Um, First, we're gonna go over equipment. Equipment is a big thing and a big part of it all. Let me figure this out. Hold on. Okay. So my setup, now everybody has their own different setups per se. Okay. Whether it's a different camera or a different lighting or a different tripod, it's whatever. So I use regular lamps from Walmart. That's it. But now the bulbs are specific. These are 5000K. That's the temperature. Okay. So the temperature of this bulb is marked right there. 5000K, 1500 lumens. Okay. 120 volts. And I have three of those. All right, and I have them all angled at my light box in a specific way. One coming from the left, one coming from the right, and then one coming on top. And this is just white computer paper to diffuse the light. And you always want some sort of diffusion in your light. You don't want to come straight on with just straight light because you'll get a lot of glare and reflection. Okay? So now this is a reflector panel. When you have your camera that close to what you're shooting, your shooting subject, you'll block out a lot of light. So I use this white reflector to bounce the light back towards what I'm shooting. And I can angle it whichever way I want. So now the hardware, the equipment. This is a Canon SL2, brand new, from Canon. It's a Rebel SL2. That is I want to say a 5mm extension. I think it's a 5mm extension tube. Or is it a 10? I don't know. Let me get this right. It's a 5, or it's an 8. I have an extension tube right there. 35mm macro lens, EFS. It's an electronic motor, autofocusing, 35mm. And this is a Raynox. I just got this Raynox in last night. I've never shot with the Raynox before, so we're gonna give that a try. I usually shoot just straight extension tube and lens, but since I got the Raynox in last night, I might as well shoot with it. And if you're not familiar with what a Raynox is, it is a clip-on macro lens converter. So this will magnify your subject. You'll still stay the same ratio if you have a full frame sensor or a crop sensor, but this will magnify your image onto the sensor. So if your camera is a crop sensor and it's a 1-to-1 ratio, this is a 1 to 1.5, I believe. So it'll magnify it 1.5 times. Okay, so that's my camera setup for hardware. Now this is a macro focusing rail, and this will pull your images in left or right, forward. I'm going to use it to bring my, it's got locks on it. I'm going to use it to bring my camera in forward and bring it in as close as you want, just like that. And then if I want to move left or right, obviously I can move left and right. Okay? So that's the hardware. And all that right there is about 1500. And that's, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the low end. That's the very, very low end of things. And when you're setting up your camera, you see how this is very jiggly? That little bit of jiggle right there will cause a huge blur in your image if that moves the slightest. So when you're setting up everything, make sure everything's tightened down. Make sure everything's snug. See, see the wobble? Now the wobble is gone. Okay, so I'm not worried about positioning. I'm not worried about anything right now. This is just the first step Hi. All right. So now our hardware is set up. Now the second piece of hardware would be a laptop, computer, two programs, Helicon Focus and Helicon Remote. These are $40, $50 programs. They connect your camera to your laptop, and this automatically will snap photos for you. This program will autofocus into each depth of field that you choose. It'll autofocus for you. And we'll go over all that later, but this is the program that you want. I don't know if there's any other ones out there, but this is the one that I use and that I like. It's the one that's been referred to me and recommended to me. So that's Helicon Remote. And there's Helicon Focus. And this is the actual program that will render the images and stack them into a final product. Okay? So we're going to stay on Helicon Remote because that's what we need. Sorry about my nose. I'm sniffling. I'm a little sick. But we'll work with it. Okay. So now the next thing that you need is for me to blow my nose. Sorry. Let me put this camera up. There we go. What's up, y'all? Got some Starbucks this morning. You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing? I don't know if there's anybody out there watching, but can I pull up chat? Oh yeah, there you go. What's up, Freddie? Oh, I can see who's in here. Look at that. Mike, Freddie, Andrew, Raven, what's up? What is up? Oh, and thanks for clarifying that. Yes, it is a 4 times magnification. So that's perfect. And I've never shot with it before, so this is going to be a new thing for me, shooting with the Raynox. So we'll figure it out. Love that little thing. Give me 1 second. Had to put on that team hat, that resistance screw hat. Can y'all hear me fine? Is like the volume good? Everything's good with that? You can hear me just fine? Yeah? Good. Alright, so the next thing you need after you have your hardware is a subject, something to shoot. So, I have a bunch of coils that I have not shot yet. That was my build-off build. Look at that thing. Jesus. And all of y'all that say colors are fake and that colors are photoshopped, there's this. Okay, let me just show you. It's not Photoshop. This shit really turns colors. Stainless steel oxidizes. So I am going to shoot. Here we go. Nope. And these are all ready to go in the mail, so I can't shoot these. Alright, so we are gonna shoot the Goon, because I wanted to shoot the TM Pro, but I'm vaping that right now. So we'll shoot in the Goon, and we'll do these corrugated SSFCs. I put a dual coil shot on my page a couple days ago. We'll shoot those. So obviously get 2 matching coils, and if you like to do 2 different ones, that's your jam, but that's not my jam. So now you have your subject, okay? Your subject is your coils. Now you need to install them. So I'm gonna bring it down close. And like I said, if you know how to do all this shit, and you installed coils before, and you skip. All right, there we go. So this is steps from beginning to end, okay? So we're gonna put this in the Goon version 2. If I can find it anywhere. There it is. There's my last build off build. So let's take this out. Get it out of there. God, I have so much stuff, man. In the way. Everything's in the way. No, I always do installs on a device. That's just me personally. If you like to just hold the RDA in your hand, then go for it. Gotta get into frame here. There we go. Make sure your battery, this is the time where you need to make sure your batteries in your camera are charged. You need to make sure your laptop is charged. You make sure you got, if you're vaping, you make sure you got juice. You make sure your squonk bottle's filled. Because once you start shooting, you're going to sit your butt down and you're not going to move. If you move, leave the room if you can. If you move one bit, you're not going to have a fun time. It's going to mess up your images and your image quality. So we're going to take, and I'm not going to worry about cleaning this right now. We'll clean it after we install the coils. And these coils I've ran through the ultrasonic cleaner a couple of times. Bye bye, build off. There that goes. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure my RDA has got no imperfections in it, no chunks of wire hanging. All right, we're good. I'm gonna pull up a chair real quick, guys, because I'm usually sitting down when I do this. So a lot of people like to install coils and then cut them. I like to measure them, then cut them, and then put them back in. So I'm gonna measure right there. So I'm gonna install one gently. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. I'm stupid as it sounds. I'm kind of nervous because I never go on live anymore, and it's been forever. All right, so that looks like a pretty good height and position for me. Right there. Who else is in chat? Let me see. Anybody else come? Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna trim these to the correct length and use this as a measuring tool. There we go. So now I have the correct measurement on that coil. So now, if we cut that correct, then the other one will be the exact same cut. Be gentle when you're handling these, you know. All right, so this one's going to be the exact same, correct? Correct. So I'm going to cut it to the best of my abilities, the exact same. I'd say we're pretty good. All right, now we can go ahead and install them. Sometimes I really wish the Goon had springs inside of these clamps. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm a big guy and I have fingers. I got big fingers. This is going to be a tight install, I can tell you that right now, because these coils are so big. But we'll make it work, because that's what we do. We make things work around here. So you want to kind of get this right on the first try. You don't want to be moving them around and finagling them and jingling them, jiggling them, pulling them. Remember, you wrap these around a perfect 3mm diameter. So I'll go like halfway down, and I'll adjust it if I need to again. So that's, I needed to come in a little bit more. Come out a little. Push that in. Oh, I didn't realize I was out of frame, guys, sorry. So I tighten, this is just me, I tighten my screws down how you tighten down lug nuts on a car. I don't go 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, because then that'll kind of create a pinch. And if you ever seen people's photos and they have these posts and they're uneven, one's up, one's down, you gotta tighten them evenly. So I'll go like here, 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 here. So now it's perfectly even. Now I'm gonna straighten these things out. So get the same millimeter diameter that you coiled them with. And now you're gonna slightly straighten them. Don't do much to them. If you put them in there right, they should still be correct. The tiniest bit of tweaking is all they need, okay? Don't go in there and yanking it, pulling it, all that. These are corrugated, so that corrugate will bend. And I'm looking at it at all angles right now. I'm looking at it at the front, I'm looking at it at the side, I'm looking at it at the top. Make any adjustments. This leg right here, this leg could go in more. So I'm gonna loosen up a little, just a little. And I'm gonna push that leg in, just a tad. There it goes. Now tighten right back down. And now you see our posts, how they're even? One's not up, one's not down. See the posts? They're even. You don't want one post up here and one post down there. Then you start looking crazy. Okay, so now we're gonna tighten them down. Not too tight. You just tighten them down, you want them snug. You don't want to crank on it though. All right, so I'd say we're about there, right where we want to be. All this little tweaking I'm doing, you know, that's to your preference, honestly. If you want to finagle your coils, and that's you. This is what I like to do. This is me. Okay? But these are just recommendations, okay? All right, so now. So we got our coils. They're installed. The posts are flat. They look good from the top. They're even. So you see this leg right here? It's a tiny bit up. You see that right there? It's a tiny bit higher than all this, but that's okay. You know, we can angle things specific ways and whatnot. It's all good. So now I'm gonna decide now how I want to shoot this. And I do this beforehand, because I don't like to think on the fly. So I'm probably gonna do a couple shots like that, straight on, where I'm gonna peek the top of it. And I'm gonna do a shot like that. And we'll do a little side boob shot like that. And then we'll maybe come under and do a shot like that. And then that'll be it for the pre-fire shots. And maybe a top down. I like top down shots. Right. So I'm gonna try to, there we go. All right. I need to wash these things. Always, always, always. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to do color shots, you want to get good colors, I don't care what your wire is, where you get it from, how many times it's been cleaned, how clean your hands are, you build it with gloves, whatever. Always, always, always wash your coils when they're in the RDA. The reason why I did not wash the RDA first before I installed it, because we're washing it now. There's no point. The coil has been through an ultrasonic cleaner 4 or 5 times. Now we're gonna wash it again. So I'll show you how to wash. After I drink some Starbucks. So this is the only soap I recommend for washing coils. Dawn. So this is cold water. You don't want hot water. If you use hot water, you will start to heat treat. You will start to heat treat your coils if you use cold water. Okay? One tiny drop. That's it. That's too much almost. The tiniest drop of Dawn soap. Okay? And I'm not scrubbing it like it's last night's dinner in the casserole pan that your mama baked. I'm gently, this is a soft bristle brush. I'm gently cleaning them. That's it. And I'm not gonna go up and down. Remember, my fuses are going across. So if I go up and down, that might pop some fuses. Gentle. The littlest things here will reflect in your pictures. Okay, now I'm gonna hit it with cold water and clean it. You don't want any soap left over in there. You can smell it. If you still smell soap on it, it's still residual in there. All right. There you go. See that? That's how you get that shine. Clean them. It's beautiful. All right. So, a lot of people like to use air dusters, like those. Psh, psh, psh. I do not use those. I let this thing air dry. Okay? So we're gonna let it air dry for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna do something else in the meantime. I'm gonna go sit it outside in the sun, and that sun will air dry it for us. Look at my pretty Christmas tree. And we'll let that air dry right there. Let's see who else is in here. Who's in here? I see Kim Dixon, Talian's in here, Colin's in here, Raven, what is up? Vaping with D, Andrew. All right, Mike, I don't know if you're still in here, but light box. So I built this light box. This is one of the best things I've ever built to myself. So this is just foam board, okay? That's all it is foam board. And I cut it, measured it all equal sides, so it's a perfect square. Then I cut a hole out the middle, and then a hole out the middle, and taped 2 pieces of computer paper on each hole. That's it. That's a black, non-reflective felt material back there. And you don't want any sort of shiny material. Obviously, it'll reflect light terribly, and it won't be good for you. All right, so we're gonna get our next subject ready. The next thing, remember, we're just waiting for that to dry. The next thing I'm gonna shoot is these alien sukas. Where's the other coil? I had 2. There it is. I was about to flip shit. There's alien sukas right there. So I really wanted to put those in the TM Pro, but I don't think they're gonna fit. Let me see. Yeah, those aren't gonna fit in there. God, it's almost like anything over 10 ply, it has to go in a goon. Oh, you know what we'll put this in? We'll put this in the Golem. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put it in the Golem, guys. I have not shot that yet, and I know Mike has probably been wondering when I'm going to shoot it. So we'll put that in the Golem. Is Mike still in here? Actually, I think our RDA is cleaned. Or not cleaned, it's dry. Let's check on it. If it's dry, we'll start shooting, actually. Yep, that side did it good. All right, let's start. Here comes the fun. Okay, so I can't hold this camera and set up my shots. So I think I'm gonna do my best to. Damn. Let me see. How can I do this so y'all can see? Let me see. Hold on, guys. Bear with me one moment. I really want you to see how I set this up. So I'm going to turn on the lights. Okay? Pull my diffusing blanket over. Okay? So we got our lights on. Now we're going to turn our camera on. I'm just bringing it back. All right, now where's our RDA? I can't do, I wish I had another hand. Hold on. I'm gonna have to set this down. Y'all be fine for a minute. Actually, you know what? Since I get a live feed from Helicon, you all can watch right there how I set it up. Perfect. Can you see it? There it comes. Pull it right into focus. I want a full deck shot, so I'm going to pull out a little. I'm going to go over my camera settings in a minute. Right now I'm just dialing in. I'm tightening down every knob I have so nothing moves. So my exposure on my camera is a little bit too bright, and I can see that. See how bright the edges are? That exposure is way too bright, so I'm going to go into my settings and turn my exposure down a little bit. There we go. All right, so it's a little bit darker. Perfect. Okay. So I shoot, and this is just me, all right, guys? So I shoot in between 1 second exposure and 1 1/3. So I'm going to shoot 1 and see how that comes. So I feel that this is all a tweaking thing. There's no recipe. There's no sauce recipe for this, okay? This is all playing and adjusting. So now I'm going to focus in on one little part real quick. And see how it looks. So I could take, if I wanted to, I could take a single shot right now and just capture that. But we're gonna stack our images, okay? So that means we're gonna go from our closest focal point to the end. So that would be a single shot right there, if I were to just snap the camera right now. But we don't want that. So I feel like I have a little bit too much light in the back. So I'm gonna angle my top light a little bit more. There we go. All right. So that's what I want right there. So now my camera is in manual focus mode right now, just because I'm choosing the focal plane. So I'm gonna pull it to as close as I can get. I'm gonna put it in autofocus mode. Now I'm in autofocus, okay? Now I don't need to touch that no more. That's done. Now, laptop. Okay, and if you don't know how to work Helicon, here's a quick little run over. Point A right there. Can you see my mouse? Point A will choose your closest focal point. Point B will choose your furthest. So I'm gonna move my slider, which moves my autofocus on my camera until the closest point comes into focus. Okay? Now this is moving the slider, the autofocus servo motor inside my camera until the closest plane comes into focus. Right when we see the closest plane, we're gonna stop and we're gonna click. Right click, that'll zoom in. So, move back one. That's our closest point right there. We'll right click again. So now I'm gonna choose that as point A, okay? Now this third one over here will move 3 or 4 steps. So I'm gonna click that, and it's gonna run through the whole focal plane. It's running through the whole RDA. All right, we're getting to our farthest focal point now. We'll move back a little bit because we don't want to go too far. We don't want a lot. We don't want excess images. So I think my farthest point is going to be somewhere right here or right here. Let me check something. So I can right click to bring up a specific spot just to see where it comes into focus. Okay, so right there. Back a little bit. So right there, that back part of that RDA is in focus. So that's our farthest focal point, okay? So that's gonna be point B. I'm gonna set my shot interval to 2. Now, shot intervals is how many steps that your camera is going to make when it focuses. If you set it to 1, it's gonna move 1 interval, 1 focus step. So I set mine to 2. 59 shots. Okay? So So it took 116 shots and put it to 59. So now all I have to do is press start shooting. Oh, it moves it to 25. Well, thank you, Colin. I appreciate that. I thought it was 3. So I don't like the lighting I have right there on the corner. So I'm actually gonna change it. Yeah, see how bright that is? Watch when I move it. Okay, that's perfect. I had a little bit too much lighting in that back corner right there. So now I'm gonna press start. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me play with something. All right, so my camera settings, I'm in manual exposure mode. 1 1/3 second for my time. My aperture is gonna be 8. ISO is 100. Quality is a fine large JPEG, okay? So I'm gonna get ready to sit down and not move. I'm gonna click start shooting, okay? So now we're just gonna chill. Because I tell you, if you do anything or you move anything, this whole thing will be messed up. And this camera will automatically take pictures. You'll see it. It's running through the whole focus steps right now. There it goes. This is a 1 second exposure, okay? So it's not gonna shoot like bam, bam, bam. It's 1 second for each shot. That means it's holding that shutter open for 1 second. This is static lighting, not flash. If it was flash, it would be quicker. So we're waiting. And you'll see it start going through. When that green bar is complete right there, it'll be done. What's up, everybody? Y'all liking this tutorial or no? You like it? I hope so, man. Hope y'all like it. We're waiting. We're waiting for that to get done. And then I'm going to show you the magic. I can't really like stand up and walk around and do stuff right now. So somebody say something. They're good settings. I've actually tried all of them. I've tried I've tried F5 at half a second. I've tried F9 at 1 second. I've tried all different ranges, and what works perfect for me, for my lighting, is F7.1 or F8 at 1 second to 1 1/3, and always ISO 100. I've tried ISO 200 and it just gives me too much noise, and noise is basically blurriness. You get a lot of too much light onto the sensor of the camera. Yeah, F10 at an eighth, it works, but I feel like I need brighter lighting. It would work for me if I took a diffuser off. Um, but once I start taking diffusers off, I feel that you get too much glare. But it works. Should be almost done. And remember, like, not every picture is guaranteed, okay? So I'll take pictures sometimes and I won't like it. It'll be too much of a glare or too big of a reflection, or the coils just don't look good. So I'll just move it and shoot again. It's the good thing about doing this is you can always do it again. And each shot will take in between a minute to 2 minutes, which is not bad. I love the Eclipse cap. I love it better than the actual TM cap. It's beautiful. It looks really good, and the flavor you get off it is amazing because it's a smaller chamber. With 28 gauge aliens. Oof. I really wish I had a DS or a TS though. Yeah, this was one of the best investments I've made on an RDA, is switching to this cap. It's amazing. And it's got adjustable airflow. It's an Ultim cap with adjustable airflow. So you can like open it up, take it down. You can open it up all the way. You can take it all the way down. It's really good for flavor. And it comes with like different color, you can get different color tips. It comes with 3 of them, and we're done shooting actually. So now we can stand up and move. All right. So there's our shot. So now it took 59. Can you see my cursor, guys? Somebody let me know, please. I feel like y'all can't see shit. Can you see my cursor on the screen? So it took 59, yeah, okay, good. It took 59 shots. So now we're gonna minimize and we're gonna open it up into Helicon. Helicon focus. Okay, so we'll move back one. And it should be right. Pictures of my girlfriend. There it is. So we'll open the file, Control A, selects them all, takes all the images, open. So here's the fun part. So you have all your rendering methods on the right. Method A I find better for cell phone shots. Method C is a backup for me. Method B, depth map, is where I want to go. So now I'm going to take 3 stacks. I'm going to take one at radius 5 and smoothing 2. Then I'm going to take one at 6 and 4. Then I'm going to take one at 7 and 5. Okay? So my 5 and 3, or sorry, 5 and 4 is going to be my base file. This is my base file where I'm going to work off of and blend my other images into. So now I'm going to click render. So that's 5 and 4, 6 and 5, and 7 and 6. Okay? That's 3 different images. And it's just going to go now. Now we wait. This will be way quicker too. So I can shut my camera off now. I don't need to leave my camera on anymore. Hey, got that little lust beep. You'll start to see the image. It's pulling What it's doing right now, guys, it's taking each shot, taking the parts that are focused in each shot, pulling it out, and rendering and layering it into one shot over here. I'm trying to explain this the best I can, so. And this is our base file. This is our file we're gonna work off of. We're gonna do 2 more stacks that we're gonna blend into this one. And if it's still not clear enough, we'll do a method C. Like I said, that's my backup method. Then we'll blend that into this. But B with 2 should work good. So I can already see I have a little bit of ghosting in this image. I can see in the top right here, I have a little bit of ghosting, and we'll correct that in editing. What's everybody vaping on today? What do y'all got? I have the Rage with the TM Pro with the Eclipse cap, 28 gauge Aliens, 5 wrap, 0.12. I want to know what everybody's vaping on right now. 5 and 4 for the first stack, 6 and 5 for the second, 7 and 6 for the third. And you use your 5 and 4 as the base, and I'll show you how to do that. Switch back and forth from your base file to your other images and blend them. I'll show you that in the next step. You'll start to see the image come together. I want to know who's all in here. I want everybody to check in and say hi. Every single person right now. I know Colin and Kim are here. Who else is in here? There's 15 of y'all. I want to see 15 people. What's up, Roofins? What's up, Colin? Michael, how you doing? Randy. Okay, so Randy Huffins. I said Roofinies. So this image coming out, it's coming out pretty good. I can see it so far. 4 wrap, 26 gauge Aliens. SQ, man, I wanted SQ so bad, Freddie. Those things are sexy, man. M1P5. He's on a stack, boy. Ooh, that's a hard hitting. Anything that's stacked 21/700s, 2700s, anything stacked, man. That shit hits so hard. So there's our image. We're done. So I'm gonna go into retouching and check it out. Let's take a peek at what it looks like. Came out nice. So you see this right here? This is the ghosting I was talking about. You see that right there? So we're about to fix that with 2 more stacks. This is our base file, okay? It's clear, but we can get a lot clearer. All right, so we'll go to rendering. So we don't need to save this image because it saves it right there at the bottom. Right there, it saved that. So we'll go to rendering, Method B, and we'll go up to radius 6 and smoothing 5. Let the computer work. So we'll go to radius 6, smoothing 5. Render. Now it'll do another one. Dreamer with a BTFC. I love that. I love that RDA, man. I love it. We're just letting it go. It should go a little bit quicker, as it is going quicker. I can see my reflection right there. Carnage with 27 gauge Fralians. God, I haven't vaped the Carnage in forever. That was like one of my first RDAs, man, the Carnage. Actually, I lived down the road from Purge Mods. I live like 2 miles away from Fast Eddie's. They make the Purge Mods there. So I get to see all the new shit. Alright, so here comes this next image. And I'm actually going to go and do one more render. I'm going to do a 4:2. And that'll help me out a little bit. It's all playing around with stuff. But once you get the hang of a simple... once you get the hang of what the right radius and smoothing is for each depth that you're trying to achieve, you can blend them in specific spots, and I'll show you how to do that. We need to get these renders done. This is what takes the longest part. Kenny B stainless steel coils. There you go. Hazy custard from a door. The Druga. That's a good RDA too. Still working. And just let it go. Let it go. So after this render is done, we're going to check it out and see if that got rid of any of the ghosting up there. And if it did in that one specific spot, then we'll save this image and use it to blend into our base file. Sorry this takes so long, guys, but it's what has to be done. So you see it pulling in each shot right here? That's 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot. It's pulling each one and layering it. Creamed mint whipped pie with vanilla whipped cream and cookie drizzled. Bro, what are you vaping? A whole dessert? Jesus. Creamed mint whipped pie with vanilla whipped cream and cookie crust drizzled with chocolate syrup. Where'd you get that from? Alright. So there's the rendered image. Came out nice and clear. So that got rid of the ghosting right here. You see that? That got rid of it. But it did not get rid of it right there. And I think part of the reason is because that was one of the farthest points on our RDA. Those focusing points, and you have all that noise in front of it. But we're gonna do another stack now. Okay, so we'll go to rendering, method B, and I'm gonna pull it down to 4. Four and 2. Render. Then we'll do a 6 or a 7/6, and then we're done. This image is complete. We'll go into retouching and blend it. I'll show you how to do that, and then the image is done. We'll just do a little bit of editing in Lightroom, as in taking out dust, clearing up some, maybe turning up the exposure a little bit or turning it down, whatever, and I'll show you how to do that. Chilling on the floor. You still in here, Colin? You better still be in here. Good. I'm gonna show you how to do the retouching. All right, so this one, I can already see it came out a lot clearer. Right in that spot where we had a little bit of fuzziness, it came out a lot clearer. So we'll use that. I like how we got the inside of the coil right there. We got some light up inside of it right there. It's real nice. And this is what goes into one picture. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. Just one shot, you know? You know, and a lot of people, they'll take an image like this, do one stack, save it, and call it done. I always do this extra stuff because that's what separates not good from bad, but separates the finer details and finer qualities than just doing one and saving it. This is taking the extra 10-15 minutes to do a couple more stacks, blend them properly, you know? That's what separates a lot of stuff right there. Yeah, I mean, I tend to do it, Colin. I'll take dust out if it's big, you know, if I got a big old hair. Like, see, I'll take that out right there. I can see a little hair right there. You see that? It's a little hair or something. I'll take that out. And I'll take out, there's a little speck of dust right there. Or that might be on my computer screen. No, yeah, it's a speck of dust. So now this is the 4:2. It all depends, you know. This is Helicon Focus, and for editing, I'll use Lightroom or Photoshop. Each shot, probably about an hour. All right, so this is the 4:2. So this one came out nice. We'll use this as our base file. Okay. And it's saving all these renders right here. Now we'll do a C, and that's our backup. And C usually goes a little bit quicker. We're almost there, guys. So now I have all these images at the bottom left. These are all the different renders I did, okay, with different algorithms. So now I'm going to go into retouching, and I'm going to blend each part of specific ones into parts that are blurry or out of focus. I'm going to blend them with a brush tool into our base file. And our base file is the 4:2. And if I need to still, I'll use the C that I'm doing right now as my backup, and that'll blend it more, per se. You'll see. It's hard to describe, really. And just let it go. It's almost done. This is the last render we're doing. Each one takes probably about 1 to 2 minutes, each render. Shooting it takes about 5. So I'd say a total about 10 to 15 minutes. Editing is what takes the longest. should be about there. Is that the last image? All right, so there it is. This is our C. All right, so this is our backup image, what I was telling you about, in case we need to use it, okay? So now we're gonna open up our 4:2, our base file. Wait for it to come. Let it load up. Remember, the computer just did a lot of work, so you gotta let it work. All right, so this is our 4:2. We're going to retouching. Now I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go, my brush size is gonna be 27. Hardness, I'm gonna pull down to 98. Color tolerance, 98. Brightness, -11. So now we're gonna see what we need to retouch. So you see how the edge of this right here is not very clear? I'm gonna use our 6:5. And I'll clear it up. Method C. Method B, 5 and 4. All right. So you see right here how it's a little bit too bright and it's pulling highlights out a little bit too much. Watch. That just repaired that. Okay? Now put a hard edge on it. Watch right here. You see it? Now we'll pull the brightness up a little more. And repair that whole spot. Like I said, editing is the fun part. Let's see what else. The rest of the image actually looks really good. Let's use, all right, hold on. Let me show you something. All right, so see right here how it's too, I think you'd say too bright. It's too much glare. You see that right there? Let's try to zoom in a little more. So I'm going to use my other output image, 5 and 4. And it'll take that image. You see how it cleared that up? You see how much highlights are right there? And watch. You see that? You see it, right? It's really bright, but I'm not clicking anything. When I put the cursor over it, where I'm going to use the brush tool, it, what's the word? It tones down. Not the whole image, just that part. You see that, right? So we'll repair that right there. I'm going to pull the color tolerance down a little. There it goes. So let's go to method C. I'm just looking at other spots of it. So I can come right here, repair that. So I have a really hard edge right there. And repair that. Okay, so, all right. So remember I was telling you about method C as a backup? Are y'all paying attention? I want to really show you this. Here's a really good example, okay? And it'll get rid of your ghosting very well if you did it properly. So this is my base file I'm working on, okay? So now method C likes to pick up big objects very clearly. So these posts per se. So now I'm gonna zoom in. Now watch what happens. I'm gonna take method C right there. Watch what happens when I put my cursor over these posts, okay? That edge of that post, watch. Do you see how clear that pulled that in? I'm not clicking nothing. Do you see that? Watch again. So here's my cursor, right? This is method C as my repair tool, okay? Now watch how clear. Boom. You see that? Boom. Right there. Right there. It's blurry. Clear. Okay? So now I'm going to repair just that part. Watch. You see that? Pretty cool, huh? See, I can right click to show you before and after. Before, after. Before, after. Before, after. Okay? So we'll move down. So I just made that part of that post way clearer. Let's see if doesn't really do anything on that front part. Method C is one of the hardest ones to blend in too. All right, so I have a little bit of ghosting right here. So I'll just go and use method C to blend that in. And that'll take it right out. That made that a much harder edge. Okay, right here. So you see this right here? This is, I don't know if you can see where this is at on the RDA, right here, okay? You see that? You see how it's taking all that ghosting out? Boom, 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 boom. You see that, right? Before, after, before, after, before, after. You get the point, right? So now we'll do it right here. There it goes. There it goes. Look at there. You see that? You saw how I did that, Colin? See, now method C is not going to work for me right here. So we'll go to B. And that will clear that up. I'm not going to be able to get that part into focus because it's just so far away. Yeah, blend that out a little more. So far away from the camera. So I'll clean that up in Lightroom. That right there, I'll clean that up in Lightroom. Let's work on this right here. Actually, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Let's see if we can do anything else with these posts. Yes, we can. All right, so here's another example, okay? So see how it's blurry right there? Watch. So it's blurry. You see that, right? You see it right there? Blurry, clear. So this is my 4:2 base file. Is it 4:2? 4:2. So I'm using my method C as my backup as my brush tool. My brush tool right now has method C in it. Okay? So now watch. Highlight it, and there it goes. So now I'm gonna click, and it's gonna put that there. Okay? So now watch. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. I think we have a final shot, guys. I think we're good. What do y'all think? Let's save it. There we go. It's so shitty looking on a computer screen, but trust me, it looks a lot better. I'm gonna go right back into retouching real quick. You can get like pixel close. You see that? See how it changes literally like the pixels? And if you need to do it this close, then do it. You know, you ain't gonna hurt anybody. I don't like the way that looks. always like to keep my brightness at -11, -10 right there. It matches it up as best as it can. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get rid of that little bit right there. It's just too far away from there, a little bit right there. It's too far away from my lens. No, that made it worse. Move back one. Alright, I think we have a final image. We're done with this. Let's save it. Now we'll save it as YouTube Live. There we go. Now I'm going to open Lightroom. Did I open it? Yes, I did. Man, my computer's slow today. Are y'all's computers this slow? Not that I know of. I bought Lightroom, so I paid for it. Jesus. All right, about time. Wait for it to load. I got a lot of shit on it, so it's probably taking a long time. There it goes. All right, so we'll go to open. Here's my build off build. And we're gonna import that file that we just saved. So it's saved as YouTube Live. Man, this computer. There we go. YouTube Live. Import. It'll pop up right there. Add one photo. What is this that keeps popping up at the bottom? It's wanting to like connect my phone. There it is. Okay. That's our image. See where we did that retouching? It looks good. So now I'm gonna crop it in because I do not have a full frame camera. So I'll go to crop ratio 1:1. This is the size for Instagram. Right there. Enter. There you go. So now this is me. I like to do this. I'm gonna darken certain spots. I'm gonna go to my select tool, pull my exposure down, I'm gonna highlight, and now watch this. Some people call this cheating. I call it doing what I want. Can you see what it's doing? So I kind of created a mask there. And now this is the remove tool. And I'll go back and blend it. So there's that edge fixed. And I'll darken it. Okay, well, a little bit too much right there. See how I did that? This is how I'll darken my background, just so I can pull the contrast up a little more. I want to feather it out a tad. You see that? How it pulled that? Don't worry about it not being a hard line. We're about to fix it right now. Use the reverse tool. I'll show you. So you see how that darkened it? Right there. So So I'll go through and darken this whole background. So basically I'm masking the back. It's just like masking a photo. I'm masking the background black. Okay, so now I can zoom in right there. I'll pick that up and I'll feather it a little bit closer in, reverse the tool. Whoops, wrong one. And watch, you can get that hard edge. See that? There it goes. You're gonna watch your boundaries right here too. See that? And I'll just follow it around. I'll pull in a little tighter and reverse the tool. See how it's picking that up? Positive, and then reverse it. And this is the first step of this process I'm going to do in Lightroom. You can do it pretty quick too, if you're good with a mouse. All this is doing, guys, is darkening our background. Whoops. A little bit too crazy right there. God, I'm sitting at such a weird angle over here. It's kind of hard. So we're about done. All right, so that's that done. See how we darkened our background? It's way blacker. So now I'm gonna go into the regular profile. I'm gonna bump up my exposure just a little bit to bring it a little brighter, because Instagram will always darken out your photos. I'll pull my contrast back a tad, bump my highlights down a little bit, take rid of some of that glare. My shadows will go up. Whites, bring them down. Let's see how we're looking. Okay. And now, just because it's stainless steel and nothing's colored, I don't really want to mess with the saturation or the vibrance, but I'm tiny bit. Okay. Brings out that stainless color a little bit better. So now, clarity and dehaze. I don't really like to mess with dehaze just because I'm going to show you what it does. So here's dehaze all the way up. It kind of distorts your image. People think that it takes away haze. It doesn't a lot. Okay? So this is normal. So it darkens things, if anything. So we'll put the clarity up a little bit. And that should make it a little bit crisper. A little bit more sharpening. The noise reduction will pull away some of the extra noise. No color noise because we don't have any color in this shot. And that looks like a final product. I think we're good. Yep. That's it. All right, guys. I think that's it. Yep, we'll save it. Boom. Done. There's your final product. Okay? Step 1 to step 0. Thank you all for watching and dealing with me. But I'm gonna shoot some more photos and I'll post this one up later so you can see it in full resolution. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be good. My phone's about to die, so y'all have a blessed day, blessed evening, and be safe, okay? Thank you for watching. I'll do another one of these soon. Bye. How do you exit out of here? Let's see.